It is so tilting in Counter-Strike 2 to be killed while your enemy is running and shooting. Today, I'm going to teach you how to do this, how to get away with a lot of good movement inside of your gameplay so that you can become this frustrating player and just mentally destroy and outplay your opponents. This will be a short video. Let's go ahead and hop into it. I put the keystrokes down here below my face cam so that you can visualize a lot better. Starting off with one of the things that I hound on this channel a lot, we're not going to talk about it too much, the donk slide. All this is going to be is when you are peeking out, you are going to counter strafe and crouch and shoot while you're crouching. In this game, when you are crouching and moving, you are 100% accurate. You do not get punished for this. Versus when you're standing and moving, of course, you are going to be so inaccurate. You're just relying on RNG to get that kill. And a lot of you guys are complaining, and sometimes it is just pure RNG. The guy peeks out at you, and a bullet has to go somewhere. It's not the game's fault. At the end of the day, if a bullet hits you in the face, that's just unlucky. Stop blaming the game. I get so sick and tired of hearing that. It's not the game's fault. It's just RNG. It's just luck. So let's work on ways that we can take away that. So again, I'm going to peek out here. I'm going to crouch and then move back this direction. Also, you could do an aggressive donk slide where you just keep your momentum going this way. But it's just really important with that counter strafe to gain that momentum. Same thing here on banana. And the point of this is you are going to isolate fights as well. Again, we've talked about this on the channel. I've done a whole guide on how to donk slide. And it's just a really good mechanic, really good concept to understand. Now, another way that you can implement this counter strafing into your gameplay is going to just be giving hard pre-aim peeks like this. If I know someone's CT, I might just sit there and pre-aim them. From their POV, I am just an aggressive target that's peeking out and just shooting them while moving. But really what's going on is I'm just shooting as I'm pressing my opposite key. So I'm going to peek with D. As soon as I tap A to cancel my momentum, that's when I'm going to shoot. And as you can see here, if you time it up right, you can get the bullet exactly where you need it to be. It is so easy to make this happen. You just have to visualize and get a lot of reps in on the map. In this way on CT side, you got to stop playing such common angles. When you're posted on positions, you're just asking to get killed by players like this. You have to be active. You got to understand this. We're going to talk about some more peaks, but first I have to give you a message about the sponsor of today's video.
Thank you to the sponsor of today's video, Skins Monkey. They are one of the greatest and easiest to use CS2 trading sites out there. You can swap out the skins you do not like for brand new ones that are so much more fresh. Even skins that are trade locked can be secured by adding them to your backpack. The greatest thing about the site is that you can buy skins for so much cheaper with a 35% deposit bonus when you use my code, CoJo. Make sure to check out the freebie section where you can get a free skin just by completing tasks. On top of the bonuses, you also get a $5 bonus when clicking the link in the description.
All right, guys, another way that you can peek is actually going to be by hard swinging, by wide swinging. If you're on high ping, this is something that is very important to you getting kills, and it's going to help you out a lot because you're going to take advantage of your ping. You're going to use your ping to your fullest potential, fullest ability. The way we're going to do this is by literally just getting a bunch of momentum. So I need to be farther from the wall. I'm not going to do a wide swing when I'm right here. That makes no sense. No, I need to be running. I need to have a lot of momentum, and I'm going to peek out and then counter strafe once I'm past the angle they're holding. This is going to make it so that if an opper is posted, maybe he's on a narrow angle like this, you're going to go past him and he's going to miss a shot because of how fast, how surprising this is. Now, if you want to Zantares peek, what you're going to do is go close to the wall and make this happen. It's going to be a weird visual change from what they're used to. They're expecting you to peek far away, and then you just peek like a maniac up close. Now, in general, in this game, I wouldn't recommend peeking close. You're giving yourself a disadvantage in most of the fights you're taking, but there is a time and place where this, maybe 10% of the time, where this would make sense. So you're just peeking past the angle that they are holding. Very effective, very good. This isn't going to be shooting your opponent, but something that's super underrated, guys, is jump spotting. If you jump spot certain angles, you're going to be able to visualize a lot more. If I see a pistol player in that corner, I can take advantage of that little crouch peek now. Oh, I see him corner. Okay, cool. I'm going to come here and boom, destroy him. If you guys also have SMGs, this is super underrated. One of the biggest mistakes I see players making with this gun, any of them, is you forget how good this thing is at running and gunning. You should be jumping. You should be going crazy with it because you don't get punished for it. There's a guy in North America CS that uses a PP Bison only, and he has gotten up to nearly 30,000 premier rating. Not because he's some crazy player, but literally because he just never lets go of his movement keys when he's running around the map. It is so crazy to watch him play, and one of the mistakes people make with it is they counter strafe too much. You shouldn't be using this thing like a rifle necessarily. A lot of you, when you're peeking out, you have the kill, and it's really hard for him to track you, but then you counter strafe instead. So instead of doing that, you come out here and then you go like this, and essentially what happened was he was tracking you. You were going so fast he couldn't keep up, and then you counter strafe and he just goes right back and deletes you because your gun is probably weaker than his and it sucks. You're like, why do I get opt? Why do I get one dig? Because you're not moving right in this game. You're too static. You're too stationary. Even when you're holding angles, you want to be peeking in this game or jiggling, right? You want to be moving in some way. So even if I was like holding arch, I might do these little jiggles just to make it so that when the opponent peeks me, I have some sort of movement that's going to throw him off a little bit. Again, super underrated. You're complaining that you're dying, but you're not doing these little small things. Also, peeking like a maniac on off angles is something that is super, super valuable. If you know a guy is like in mid here, peek him from up here. Show him like some strange little peek. And now this one you kind of have to hold W because you're going to fall off if you don't. But it can be so effective to give him an off angle peek like that. The last tip I'm going to give you, and this is very, very basic stuff, is stop holding W on your peaks. When you're banana peeking like this, you are killing your movement speed and making it so that it's so easy for them to shoot you. The only time you're going to hold W while shooting or, fighting in this game is going to be with the SMG, and you're going to need to involve a lot of air strafe if that's the case. You need to take space with W, but when you're peeking certain angles, you have to be able to just press A or D. This is going to make your fights a lot more linear. Again, pre-aiming is going to be easier, and your peaks are going to be as fast as they possibly can when you're doing this. Hopefully you guys learned something new from this video. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.